I don't kind of know why we in South Africa or Cape Town. I took my kids to the beach yesterday. We went to a place called Fishhook Beach here in Cape Town. Beautiful beach. Went for a swim. The water was fantastic. It was crystal clear, warm. Okay, it was quite windy, but I don't know why. I was very aware. Fishhook is close to Simonstown Harbour, where apparently we now have bricks, navy, military vessels, and I could see some of them. I don't know which countries. Apparently, it could be China, Iran, maybe Brazil if Brazil has military ships. Russia, apparently. I don't know why little old South Africa, and especially little old Cape Town, is trying to get involved with these bigger dysfunctional countries that are starting wars and are having civil wars and unrest and have militaries. What do they think we have to offer? And we don't have an army or military to speak of much, really. South Africa can't. We can barely police our own streets, and we couldn't even invade Namibia, who also don't really have an army or military. We don't need one. We don't have enemies. There's nobody we're fighting with. Nobody who's upset enough with us to invade us, and we're too far away from everywhere. We're this kind of isolated spot at the bottom of Africa, miles, hundreds of kilometers, thousands of kilometers away from all the drama. We've stayed separate from all the world wars. They didn't even bother with South Africa. They passed us over. I don't know. Maybe they were thinking we'll come back to them once we win this one, because they probably knew at that stage that there wouldn't be much of a fight. Whoever wins can take it over if they wanted to, or maybe they just didn't bother. Yeah. So it's it boggles my mind why we we seem to be picking the side of the movie villains, especially if you go on YouTube a lot. Iran doesn't have a very good online reputation. Neither does Russia. Well, Brazil is. I think they had Pele, and was it Brazil or was it Jamaica that had Cool Runnings, the movie? But anyway, Brazil has beautiful beaches and the Carnival, and anyway. So, but I don't know why Brazil would also want to get involved with world politics and world wars and conflicts and all that. I suppose it's more about trade and making money. And from my side, we have Russia, China, maybe India. I think India is quite. Yeah, they've got a big military and army, and they're quite formidable. But I don't know if aren't China and India kind of, there's a bit of drama between the two anyway. I don't know, but and Iran. Okay, so we got, what's the other one? So Russia, China, India, Iran, Brazil, and so little old South Africa. Um, I guess somebody's making lots of money and lots of trade agreements. Maybe it's good for us. I don't know. Maybe South Africa is benefiting from having some trade arrangements, trade agreements, and bringing some money in. I know everything sold in South Africa is made in China. Our biggest supplier of junk, anything imaginable, is Chinese. But that might be a worldwide phenomenon. So who knows? But so we've got those countries' military parking off, and then Roman Abramovich's mega super yacht is at Cape Town waterfront. I guess all these places also realize, wow, South Africa or Cape Town is beautiful, and for them super cheap, and property for them is probably quite cheap, and we're not very well legislated, and we are corrupt, so we're kind of like the Switzerland for the Western or Northern Hemisphere wealthy countries used to use Switzerland as a sort of money laundering tax haven. So maybe South Africa is becoming these dictatorships, money laundering, tax havens. Who knows? But it's not. Yeah, I don't kind of see the downside. I mean, if you have two friends fighting, it doesn't mean you have to get involved in the fight. Or if you have two customers, let's say I've got two clients, Bill and Bob, and they both use my plumbing company services, but Bill hates Bob and Bob hates Bill, and they're fighting and they're getting on each other and they're suing each other and throwing bricks through each other's windows and setting fire to brown bags full of dog poo or whatever. As long as I don't pick a side, I don't get involved, then touch wood, I can still have both of them still using my services and I can still make money off them. Maybe that's what the South African government is thinking. They can play both sides and stay neutral. And very unlikely. I can't see South Africa ever coming to the aid of another country militarily. Like, help, Cyril, we're losing. We need you on the battlefront. And then I don't know, they would try to do conscription. They would have to create an army. They have to buy military equipment which we can't afford. Borrow money from that person to buy their own other person's equipment, and then it's not really going to happen. So. It's all symbolic. There is a little bit of protest at Simonstown Harbour, which is appropriate. There should be more protest, but people don't really care. They don't even know why they should care. Again, we're so isolated and separate from the rest of the world, and kind of people just see us as the Cape Townians make nice food and it's got a beautiful environment. They're awesome hotels and they have natural beauty, probably. And nice friendly people, but watch out for the crime. So maybe I think and we don't have much of a history of arresting or bringing dictators or war criminals to trial. There've been a few that the International Criminal Court said we should arrest when they were visiting South Africa, and our government said, like, no, we're not going to do that. So maybe that's the right decision as well. Do we really want to be pissing people off when, we just barely scraping by? So, yeah, just thought it's interesting that this is happening 10th of Jan. Oh, look at that. That's actually nice. That's better lighting. Why is it so? Anyway, this lighting is horrendous, but for me it's more about just doing uploads. I'm posting it on my page and going through the ropes, getting more relaxed doing it, becoming a routine. So I don't really know what I want to talk about in these posts. I don't really. I have a lot of ideas and then I don't put them into practice always. So I had these ideas that, hey, I should put these up and just have them up. And so that's what I'm doing. And I hope everyone's having a lovely weekend. And I hope everyone's safe. And all these places where they're fighting and there's drama and there's chaos. God, I really hope it all sorts itself out. And I have no ability to help or intervene, and I have no opinions, and I don't know what the right solution is. I have no political connection. I just have to take care of me and my little family and try to survive as best I can. Survival as a Cape Townian is hard. It's not easy. Things are expensive and it's hard to make money, and other people don't have much money to give for services, so you have to stay affordable. So it's very difficult, and that's me just focusing on my personal survival is how I get through the day and get through the week. And going back to school next week as well. Kids are going back to school, so that's where my focus will be from Monday. Dreading that quite a bit. So I'm aware of all these things going on around the world and aware of things happening in my city, but not sure how I should feel about them, if I should have an opinion. And anyways, cool. Have a nice evening. It's nighttime here. And I just thought I'm going to stop procrastinating and do these uploads and post them, and there we go. So, job done. All right. Thanks, guys. Cheers. Bye.